Rent caps and right of first refusal were both up for debate as Santa Barbara City Council adopted a new Tenant Protections Ordinance. I'm Juliette Lamar, your community reporter in Santa Barbara, talking with tenants and landlords about how these new changes will affect them. Tuesday night, Santa Barbara City Council approved a new Tenant Protections Ordinance. The ordinance passed new harassment stipulations and tenant first right of refusal, but there won't be a rental price cap after a unit is renovated.
A half victory, half defeat, it feels like, because there's really no point to right of return if there's no rent cap.
Without a rent cap, landlords are able to raise rents past the typical 10% annual increase when a tenant returns, which Maria Navarro from Cause says could cause displacement.
Especially in the Latino community, which is what we've seen in the last decade, especially in the last 3 years here in Santa Barbara.
Renter Estela Montano in Santa Barbara claims her home needs repair, but if it were to become uninhabitable or she is evicted, she says she'd have to move far away from her work and her kids' school.
And the only thing we want is to work, to live here, to raise our children here, to send them to school.
Landlord Nick Gonzalez says it's unfair to throw blame at all landlords equally.
We don't want to have vacancies. We don't want to have empty buildings. That is only done when it's absolutely necessary.
The ordinance groups together landlords owning 5 units or less with bigger corporations that can own hundreds of units.
There's no reason to make blanket ordinances that unjustly impact one group over another.
Gonzalez stated that exempting nonprofits and the housing authority from these ordinances is the driving force behind rising rents and evictions.
It's because every year they raise their rents. And so they're setting the federal standards higher and higher and higher. And they're the ones that are housing the most vulnerable populations of very low and low income people.
And the highest percentage of evictions.
And the highest percentage.
The ordinance also addressed tenant harassment, including landlords failing to provide regular maintenance and upkeep to effectively evict a tenant, and or misrepresenting when a tenant must leave a residence. In Santa Barbara, Juliette Lamar, KSBY News.